welcome. Please welcome.
Tutti bravi is an Italian expression used in opera, and it means good job, everyone. Can you all say tutti bravi? Tutti bravi. Can you say tutti bravi 3 times while patting your head and rubbing your nose? Tutti bravi. And now here's a riddle for you. What creature has fins instead of feet and the body of a girl? A mermaid. Well, the music that you just heard is from an opera about a mermaid-like creature or a water sprite named Rusalka. And just like the mermaid that many of you already know, Rusalka's singing voice was most beautiful. But more about that later. First, speaking of beautiful singing voices, there are 4 professional opera singers on this stage right now. Can you guess who they are? We'll give you a few seconds to think about it. Ding, 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 ding. Ding, 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 time's up. Are you ready for the answer? Yeah. Okay. If you are a professional opera singer, please step forward. Did you guess correctly? Yeah. Well, here we are. And as singers, we travel to places both near and far away, singing in operas. In fact, maestro, if you please. Bravo, maestro. Maestro is a word that means someone who is outstanding at what they do. On the count of 3, can you please give a big hearty greeting to Maestro Paul? 1, 2, 3. And an aria is a song that comes from an opera. Speaking of opera, once upon a time, long time ago, in a place called Italy, opera began. In fact, the word opera is an Italian word that means work.
Well, you know what they say. You want to see an opera singer complain, give him work. Who is that?
Who's that guy? An opera is a written work or a story that's told using music. And some of you may remember that 2 of my most favorite things to do in the whole wide world are to sing and to eat. And one of my most favorite things to do, one of my most favorite foods, I should say, is soup. So I like to compare making a great opera to preparing a delicious pot of soup. An opera soup needs 4 main things called ingredients. My spoon and my pot, please. Let's make some opera soup. Thank you. If an opera is a story told through music, the first thing we need is a juicy story. Our story today is Rusalka. Now, we have to stir in some wonderful music to go along with the story. The music for Rusalka was composed by a famous composer named Antonin Dvorak. Next, we need somebody to play the music. What could it be? What could it be? It's an orchestra. Today's orchestra is Maestro Paul on his piano. And we have to spice all of that up with with singers. Now, in the past, we've had wonderful music and great stories. We've had an orchestra parade on stage last year. But there's one ingredient that we have not yet talked about. Can you guess what that is? We'll give you a hint. We haven't really talked about singers. And I thought, since today we're doing an opera about a singing water sprite, this seemed like the right time. So, basically, there are 4 types of singers. There are female singers who sing high, and there are female singers who sing low. There are male singers who sing high, and there are male singers who sing low. The highest female singer is called the soprano. Not so bad. The role of Rusalka will be sung by a soprano, and that will be me. The lowest female singers are called contraltos. The role of Yezi Baba, the most powerful water spirit, will be sung by the contralto. The highest male voice is called the tenor. The role of Rusalka's prince will be sung by tenor. And last but certainly not least, the lowest male voice is called the bass.
Sottovoce per rendre, Seigneur, Seigneur, avec le soldat.
Not to be confused with a bass, which is a fish.
Today, the role of Vodnik, Rusalka's father, will be sung by bass. You know, there's just so much to know about singers and singing. I think the most important thing to remember is that the singer's instrument is the entire body. So we have to do things to take good care of our body. Like we have to drink lots of water, we have to eat plenty of healthy foods, we have to exercise our bodies, and we have to exercise our voices like this. So, you just heard us exercise our voice. On the count of 3, we want to hear you exercise your voice. And when we sing, which means be quiet, it's time to stop singing. Are you ready? 1, 2, 3. exercising your voice, did you notice that sometimes your voice went high, and sometimes it went low, and sometimes in between? Well, we singers have to do that for 3 reasons. First of all, it keeps our voices healthy. Secondly, it's what we do when we're warming up just before a performance. And third, it helps us to show you how we're feeling as we sing our opera arias. For example, a happy character might sing, I'm just so happy, 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 happy now. I'm very happy, 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 happy now. And an angry character might sing, I'm really mad now, I'm very mad now, because someone stepped on my toe. And they did not say, excuse me. Well, you get the point. So now you have 3 really fun things to listen for as you watch our show today. First, is the singer a soprano, a contralto, a tenor, or a bass? And secondly, is the singer's voice going high, low, or somewhere in between? And third, how is the singer using his or her voice to show their feelings as they're singing their opera arias? And there's one more thing I wanted to tell you about arias. You remember the composer I mentioned, Antonin Dvorak? Well, he comes from a place known as the Czech Republic. Can you say that 3 times while patting your nose and rubbing your head? The Czech Republic. The Czech Republic. The Czech Republic. And so, the arias that we'll sing today will be sung in the Czech language.
Now, wait. You were doing just fine. Now you lost it.
Don't worry, don't worry. You know what? You'll understand everything.
All right.
Because remember, I told you this story is very much like the one you already know, except there's a slight twist at the end. And now, without further amends, it's time to tell the story, my friends. So close your eyes, close your eyes. And when the music begins, open and see the tale we spin. This is a tale of 2 worlds, the human world and the enchanted world where spirits roam the air, the earth, and the water. While the spirits can see the humans cannot see the spirits. Deep within a forest glade, near a shimmering lake, underneath a particular willowy tree, if you use your imagination, for after all you are human, you might see someone sitting all alone. Can you see? This is Rusalka. Rusalka loves to spend her days singing, because singing is her most favorite thing to do in the whole wide world. But today, she's not singing. In fact, she's very unhappy and deep in thought. Seeing her so unhappy, her friends begin a sprightly dance to cheer her up. Doesn't cheer her up. But when the dance ends, a waterman appears. His name is Vodnik, and he is Rusalka's father. He is in a wonderful mood because he is thrilled to be a water sprite and live in the lake. But seeing his daughter so unhappy, his mood quickly changes to concern, and he wonders why she's so sad. In fact, at this point, we're all wondering, right? Why she's so sad. Do you think maybe if we ask her on the count of 3, Rusalka, why you're so sad, why are you so sad, she might answer us? 1, 2, 3. Rusalka, why are you so sad? Well, there's good news and there's bad news. The good news, she's in love.
Ah!
The bad news, she's in love with a human.
Well, wait a minute. What's wrong with that?
And you know what? He is just a prince of a guy. No, really, he's really a prince. I'm talking Crown Castle, the works. and he swims in a lake near Rusalka's he swims in Rusalka's lake, and every day he comes to visit her, and she can't wait for him to visit. For her, he is the sun, the earth, and the sky in between, and when he visits, she loves to embrace him with her water waves as she sings him a soothing lullaby. As for the prince, oh, how he enjoys being in a place where he feels so much love, happiness, and peace. But because he is human, he can neither see nor hear Rusalka. But Rusalka has a plan. She has to become human so that she and the prince can become a human couple. With excitement, she runs to tell her father this idea. But when Vodnik hears this news, he becomes very unhappy. And he tells her she can never be happy if she has to change herself. And furthermore, he warns her that humans are not like water sprites. They have souls that are not capable of lasting love. In spite of her father's warning, Rusalka has made up her mind. And Vodnik, like most parents, can't bear to see his daughter so unhappy. So he tells her, with a feeling that someday he's going to regret this, if she needs to do this thing, the most powerful water spirit, Yezi Baba, might be able to help her with her problem. When Rusalka is all alone on the stage, she prays to the moon. She says, "Oh, silvery moon, your light shines all over the world. Oh, tell me where my beloved sleeps tonight. And if he is dreaming of me, please let him remember me when he wakes up." And as the moon begins to fade away, she says, "Niesichko, oh moon, nesasni, don't leave."
Oh
amazing. Beautifully sung in that high soprano voice.
Mille grazie in Italian means thanks a bunch. So, after Rusalka sings the song to the moon, everything happens so quickly. Rusalka explains her problem to Yezi Baba. Yezi Baba agrees that she'll help if she gives up one thing. And I bet you guess what that one thing is? It's her beautiful singing voice. Rusalka agrees, and then Yezi Baba casts her spell in her low contralto voice.
Watch out, here comes Yezi Baba.
Chori mori folk, chori mori folk, Bilavav saluk. Kapkapurdoci, deseka exuce, tempo serce toshi, o jeszcze tłucze. Skocz, woda, skocz, skocz, warmy wody, skocz, 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 skocz. Warmy kuszli, skocz. Rusalka has her human form. Now what do you know, the prince comes on the scene. And seeing Rusalka, he falls instantly in love. And in his tender tenor aria, he sings, what is this vision I see? Is she an angel? I never saw a human who looked just like this. If I kiss her, will she speak and be mine forever?
Rusalka, sility człowiek nieba bohata, przystali skłanić wzjazd z czerni, kleje się potią wiesza szerzi. Przystali znosit zwani, seczli człobili chlani, Jaś mnie lokali, jaś mnie skali przez dni, przez skali. A piszku konieczne, blaszny deszcz den, kitati w piotkaden, prawdą mywesz ojcem, co w czerci twe, co treti twe, nie ukryto, masz libera, a zjewmito, masz libera,
Rusalka back to his castle. And the folks in the castle think Rusalka is, well, how shall I put it, strange, because they can't communicate with her.
Well, wait a minute. Maybe they could use sign language.
And it gets worse for Rusalka, just like a story that many of you already know. A princess, a foreign princess, comes to visit the prince. Now it seems that the prince begins to lose interest in Rusalka. And at this point, Rusalka remembers her father's warning. Humans are not like water sprites. They have souls that are not capable of lasting love.
Well, she shouldn't have given away what people loved in her the most, her beautiful voice. And she should have listened to her father.
And speaking of her father, when Vodnik learns that Rusalka is in trouble, he comes to carry her back to the castle. And, well, he hates to say, I told you so, but since this is an opera, he sings how he feels. And he convinces her that it's better for her to be happy and live in their water kingdom than to suffer in a human castle. He sings all of this in his low bass aria.
Rusalko bleda, a te ród bieta zakleta. Bieda, spelis piekatine dno,
Well, the next thing you know, Rusalka and her father returned home, and Yezi Baba, seeing Rusalka in such misery, says that she'll give her voice back if she promises to get rid of the prince forever. But Rusalka loves the prince too much to do this.
Well, good call, Rusalka. I told you Yezi Baba was a bad witch.
In the meanwhile, if you're wondering what's happening back at the castle, well, the foreign princess has quickly gotten bored with the prince, and she leaves him. But this doesn't matter one tiny little bit to the prince. You know why? Because he is still in love with Rusalka. So he returns to the enchanted spot where he first saw his beloved. However, and here is the slight twist I told you about at the beginning. Rusalka has once more become a water sprite. So he will never again see her as human, nor will she ever feel the warmth of his embrace. Nevertheless, deep within a forest glade, near a shimmering lake, underneath a particular willowy tree, his soul and her spirit deep. And in that enchanted place, they're happy and finally at peace.
So we hope you enjoyed spending your Saturday morning with us. This is our 4th annual show, and we hope to see you again next year. Please, as you exit, be sure to take information and also sign up for some of our volunteer opportunities. Have a wonderful Saturday.